Hey everybody, welcome to my plan with me for the week of July 15th through the 21st. I'm using this Cafe with Anna Texas Hold'em kit for the next one in my music theme. I do have a couple of, or I guess just one birthday script for this week. And then this is like themed for Cowboy Carter, which is Renaissance Part 2 by Beyonce, if you did not know. So I'm really excited to use this. I think it's a really cute kit. And then I did pull in a couple of sheets from my shop, Corks and Corgs Co., which is on Etsy. I will have the link down below, but I thought that these microphone stickers would go really well with the fact that it's a music related kit. So I'm going to be pulling these in. And then for foil, I've got Renaissance Act 2 from Plant With Me stickers. I just had to cut the label off because it wouldn't fit in storage, but it is in pink glitter. I did already pull some scripts, but this is such a cute bundle. I think it goes perfectly with the kits. And then I am using some pink and orange tie-dye solids with it. So I'll get right into the base. First things first, as usual, I am marking the month, which is July, and I'm extremely upset that I have to cover this up because it's so pretty. But I did spend all this time pulling stickers, so I am going to put them down. Next, I am marking that it was 1 week until I saw We the Kings, so that Cork character sticker, his name is Corky, is from my shop Corks and Corgs Co., which I will have linked down below. And I do have new releases every other Friday, so if you're watching this the day it goes up, a week from today there will be new releases. And if you have any requests, let me know. I do have a list going, but I will definitely take them all down. And the next thing I'm marking is that it was my puppy Link's second birthday week, and he's always going to be a puppy in my eyes, so I don't care if he's technically not a puppy. So I put happy birthday Link. First thing Monday, I woke up in a ton of pain. I was having a flare of my IC, which I feel like I don't really talk about, but it is another chronic illness that I have. So that one is not something that requires surgery. It is incurable, but I have it fairly well controlled with treatment. but it just kind of flares up sometimes. So this was one of those days. I filled my pills, I took a shower, and then I did some foiling as well as working. I never thought people were lying when they said, like, you work super long weeks whenever you have your own business, but it's very different to, like, actually live that reality versus hearing it. So that's been an interesting adjustment. But after I was done working, I did have some pool time. And after I had dinner, I did some more work. So, like I said, just a lot. I kind of do it odd hours because I am not like easily motivated working 9 to 5. So I work in spurts and or late at night because I'm just not a morning person. But I mean, that's the nice thing about, you know, doing my own things. I do have flexibility, so I really do enjoy that about it. After working, I did have like an anxiety and depression spiral. No clue why. I didn't write why, but you know, this has just been life lately. And then because I wasn't doing super great, I decided to just make some bracelets because it's kind of a mindless task, but I also am like using my hands and I do have to focus on like patterns whenever I'm making them. So that sometimes helps my brain work in a different way and I'm not like so in my head. Tuesday, I was supposed to have a pool day with Sarah, but we just did not remember to check the weather. And it was storming this day, so it was definitely not a good day to have a pool day. So we did cancel that, or well, I guess just technically postponed it. So I had a vinyl sesh, and then I was doing some drawing while I was listening to my records. And I guess that must have been a good chunk of the day because the next thing I marked is that I had a FaceTime girls' night. So it had been a while since we had all been able to get together, and Christine was unfortunately sick. So we couldn't get together in person regardless, but we were able to just like FaceTime and catch up. So that was really nice. And it's a good option too for me because I live over an hour away from them and they live like 2 minutes from each other. So while I can come, sometimes I'm just exhausted and I don't feel up to driving. Like, how cute is that Avery sticker from Carly Plans? I love it so much. And then after the girls' night, I did have pizza for dinner. My husband was making it like while I was doing the FaceTime. So that was super sweet. And then I had a stomachache afterwards. I don't know if it was because of the pizza, but I might have just eaten too much of it. But also my stomach's been a little bit weird for a while now. So I took like a little nap, and then after that I did some more work and I was watching Quantico while I was doing that. So I just had my laptop like on the couch, I think. So the next morning I woke up with a splitting headache, so I was already feeling really bad. And then Evie got sick, which was kind of weird because she doesn't really have a very sensitive stomach. But then Link got sick because he hadn't eaten, and so I had to deal with all that when I was already feeling awful. So then I went downstairs to do some work, and I didn't mark this, but while I was working, I was listening to the first Veronica Mars novel. Side note, that snow cone is from my shop, and I know it's not really the season for that anymore, but I just think they're cute. I was happy with how they turned out. So Veronica Mars has 4 seasons of the TV show, but in chronological order, you have seasons 1 through 3. Then the show got canceled and the fans kickstarted a movie. And then after the movie, there's 2 books and then season 4. So at this point, I had finished season 3 and watched the movie. So I was reading or listening to the books so that I could like do everything in order and watch season 4 of the show, which I really like the books. I have one of them, like the physical book, but it's the second one, not the first one. And it's just easier for me to listen to them at this point. So the first book is actually read by Kristen Bell, who is Veronica Mars, if you don't know. So that was really cool to hear it in her voice. And then I did some drawing, during which I did finish that book. And then I folded some laundry and I called Sarah. I just had something going on that like we couldn't really text about. It was just easier to talk through versus texting back and forth for a really long time. So I talked with her and then I cooked dinner, or I guess I started cooking dinner, and then Sarah called me back and like we talked about some stuff, and then we also planned our Nashville trip that was coming up the week after this, which had I thought about it, I really should have used this kit for the Nashville week because it would have been perfect. But it was on this day that we decided that we were going to actually like extend our trip. So I didn't really know ahead of time that it was going to be more than just like a one night thing for our concert. So then after we did all of that, I just kind of watched Quantico for the rest of the evening. And these boxes are spaced out really weird because I was meaning to put 3 in this one and 3 in this one and 4 in this, but I kind of screwed it up. So you just get to see a lot of the underlays, which honestly is not a bad thing, I don't think. So Thursday the 18th, the first thing I marked is that it was Link's 2nd birthday, and then it was also Lynn's 30th birthday. So they are birthday twins. And the first thing I did that morning was I journaled. After that, I printed and cut some stickers. So I'm not sure if I was test printing or just printing stuff for myself. But regardless, I was using my silhouette. And after that, I did some more computer work. I think this was the release that I like kind of overdid it on, if I remember correctly. Like I did so many new things and burnt myself out a little bit. While I was working, I did have a jam sesh, and then I had some pool time after that. Oh, I don't like how that looks. Whatever. Then I watched some Quantico, and I had an emotional breakdown. Like I was crying a bunch. No clue why. But I was. And then I talked with my husband because I was just like not able to pull myself out of it without like venting, I think. Okay, I'm gonna put all the stickers down here, just the boxes, and then I'll start talking again. So there'll be like a little bit of a jump cut. Friday morning, the first thing I marked is that I put my new releases live and the sale. Then, since my husband has half-day Fridays at work during the summertime, we went and saw Inside Out 2, finally. I loved it so much. I cried a few times because just some of the stuff that Riley was going through was extremely relatable, especially the anxiety emotion, because if you know me, you know I have anxiety, and yeah, just some of the stuff she was feeling and saying really hit me hard. So it was a very good movie. I would highly recommend it. I might even like it better than the first one, just because we have like new, more complex emotions that were introduced, and I really enjoyed that. But if you didn't get a chance to watch it when it was in theaters, I definitely recommend watching it like when it's streaming. I'm sure it'll be on Disney eventually. After the movie, I did go to the grocery store, the specific grocery store that is in the same town as the movie theater. They have like sourdough bread, which the only bread with gluten that doesn't bother me is sourdough bread. So I really like to eat it because it's cheaper and way tastier than gluten-free bread. But they don't sell it at like my Walmart or anywhere in the town I live in. So I picked that up. And then I had a stomachache again, which this time it was probably just because I had popcorn for lunch and I ate a lot of it. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. But it's just so good. I can't ever go to the movie theater and not eat popcorn. If you don't know, I used to work at a movie theater, and I mean, it was best when I made it myself, but it's still very delicious. So once I got home, I watched a bit of TV, and then I was also making some earrings. So I bought these little cassette tape charms, and I thought they were earrings when I bought them and then realized they weren't. So I bought some of those earring hooks to make them into earrings, and I made them all earrings that day. So that was exciting because I love my fun earrings. It's probably like my favorite form of jewelry other than friendship bracelets. I think I like them both equally. So after that, I did take a nap because I've just been exhausted lately. I don't know if it's the medicine change or what, but if I don't take a nap, I want to, like basically every day. After I woke up, I did work some more. I had gotten an order while I was in the movie, which was super exciting. So I did go ahead and get that like all filled and ready to ship. And then I ended my night by listening to Iron Flame. Saturday was a busy day. So my in-laws came over because we had some work on the house to do. So my mother-in-law and I were painting baseboards and trim around like the door frames, stuff like that. So that's pretty much what we did the entire day. My husband and his dad did some other things. So they worked on painting like our bathroom because it had not been painted when we did like all the main areas of the house. And then I believe they also worked on patching the pool this day because my husband discovered that there were a lot more holes in the pool liner than we realized. So we're not sure it's like perfect, but it's definitely good enough to get us through this season with the liner we have. So since we had such a busy day, we did go out for dinner. We had some Mexican food and margaritas, and we happened to be there during happy hour, so that worked out nicely. And then we came back to our house and we all just hung out on the porch because I'm not sure if it was a hot day this day, but if it was, it had definitely cooled off by then. So we just kind of chatted before they went home. And then I don't know if it was just because we were tired from the day, but my husband and I were just really loopy and silly this evening. And I watched some more Quantico this night, took a nap on the couch, and then when it was time to actually go to bed, I had a panic attack, of course, because such is life. Sunday morning, my husband and I and the dogs all just kind of hung out on the porch because it was not as late as we usually get up on the weekends, and so the weather was still decent. Plus we have a fan on the porch, so that definitely helps with airflow. And I don't know if I've mentioned it, but we have a screened-in porch, so we don't have to worry about bugs, which is so amazing because mosquitoes are in love with me. Then I did some laundry this day, which is kind of unusual. I usually do it on Mondays, but I guess I just felt like doing it early. Then I sat down to prepare for my August lineup and realized that I needed some more foil and some more rolls of foil, so I did order those so that I would have everything I needed for my August spreads, because I just did not plan ahead well for that. I think part of it also was that I had a lineup planned, or a partial lineup, and then I decided to switch it up because good art came out. So I don't know, I'm just making up excuses. After that, I did film my lineup and a plan with me, so I just went ahead and filmed what I had for the lineup because I didn't want to wait until I got everything in since I ordered it so late. So I did mark filming as work this day because I wanted to use more of the foiled scripts. Plus I thought the microphone was cute for that because, you know, I'm talking when I'm filming. And after I was done with that, I did watch Criminal Minds Evolution, and then I did finish Quantico. So I discovered upon rewatching it that I had watched season 1. I knew I'd watched that, and season 3. But somehow I either slept through most of season 2 or just skipped over it. I have no clue. I really don't know. I know Netflix used to do a little bit of weird stuff with series, like when they would take over the series, the seasons would be out of order. But I don't know if that was why or if I just messed up. But it definitely made a hell of a lot more sense with all of the information from season 2. So this evening we had McDonald's for dinner and watched more Courage. I did some planning time, and then I did watch Twister because I wanted to rewatch it before seeing Twisters. I still have not seen that, but I'm really excited to because Sarah and I are going to go see it at some point. And she has already seen it and said it was a fun time, so I'm really excited to get to watch it with her. So that is my weekend full. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.